Hello, and welcome to another episode of In Conversation with Rashmi. Today's guests are from two different parts of the world who together facilitate movement and writing through their program. So, to talk about what they do and their unique workshop that enhances creativity and ignite expressions are Surabhi Kaushik and Jyotsna Shrikant. So, thank you both so much for being a part of this conversation. I am looking forward to having this conversation and knowing more about your collaborations and how writing has helped numerous people, especially during these difficult times. So, thank you for being a part of this conversation.
Thank you for having us, Rashmi. It's great to be here.
Thank you. I'm
So,
really excited.
yeah, and just to understand, you are in two different parts of the world. How did this collaboration come together?
So we've known each other for a while now, a little over 10 years, Jyotsna.
Yes.
And Jyotsna also enjoys writing.
Yeah.
So we've been exchanging writing, and then after she did her DMT course, we've been exchanging concepts as well every time we speak on the phone and everything.
Mhm.
And how Move to Write came about is during the pandemic. I found myself writing a lot, a lot more. I already write a lot. I was writing a crazy lot. I was venting through my writing and things like that. And when the lockdown happened initially, we were not even stepping out for walks or anything. So I was like finding it very difficult. Then I was trying to do exercise at home, trying to do Zumba. And then after that, I used to write again. So I said, okay, this kind of works for me, it is kind of working out for releasing the tension and kind of making me feel better. So
Mhm.
maybe we can have a bigger audience for this. Maybe it can help other people as well.
Absolutely.
Then, of course, I wrote Jyotsna in, and then she's going to continue from there.
So, Jyotsna, your work has been a little different in terms of a therapeutic side of
Yeah.
writing and movement. So, tell me a little about what that is all about.
Yeah. So I've been a dancer all my life. I'm trained in Bharatanatyam, and so dance is always meant more than just an art form. I mean, it began as an art form for me, and then at some point in life it just became more than that. And I was I used to get these emails from one person who used to talk about dance movement therapy, and I became so interested in it. I wanted to pursue it myself. So then what happened was I did a course in dance movement therapy, and I knew then that this was something that I had to pursue, because I always wanted to do something that I was passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
So movement is something that I connect to in more than one ways. And so dance is something that I just can do anytime, anywhere. And this course, and therapeutic movement, believes that there is movement in all of us. All right, so that's what it sort of explores, and that's what it works on. And how movement connects to all of us, how it's based on this entire mind body connect, how that works within each of us, and how through the body we can understand ourselves. So that is what this thing is all about.
Mm-hmm. And now, Surabhi, you mentioned it's been such a therapy for you writing. So, in terms of collaboration or the programs that you both have put out, what is that all about? How does writing and movement go hand in hand with the programs you're offering?
Yeah, so just like I mentioned, right, when I look for inspiration or when I'm facing writer's block,
Mm-hmm.
there are so many things that we do, right? One of the things is we walk, we move, we dance, and then there's a stimulation that happens. You find a stimulation, you find a spark somewhere, and then you can always go back to writing.
Absolutely.
So, and I mix a lot of mediums when I'm writing. Like I'm also a trained singer, so I mix music. I don't mix art that often, but I definitely mix music and dance. And so I thought this is an interesting combination, and I've been trying to form kind of a series of workshops around it. And it just happened that we were talking about it, and then I said, okay, I think this is the right time. Let's do it.
Mhm. So what kind of programs are we talking about that, people when they sign up, what are they looking for? What are they going to gain out of it?
Okay, they definitely gain inspiration because a lot of my writing programs that I do, people are telling me, okay, I don't know, I'm not inspired to write. And then the whole movement thing, the movement exploration, as we call it, whatever we do, I tell them they're coming up with their own prompts. They are creating their own prompts and then they are writing.
Hmm.
So it's all within you. Everybody is creative. You can create your own prompts and then through movement and exploration, you can write. You can find your own source of inspiration to write.
So Jyotsna, when Surabhi mentions about, the expression of writing and things like that, how is your program incorporated into writing here?
So what we do, these are interactive sessions, experiential sessions that we conduct. So when the group comes together, and this is something that Surabhi and I, both of us, feel very strongly about. It's about creating a safe space for everybody who comes to the group. So this is it's like a combined effort that we all come together and engage in movement and also engage in writing. So basically, movement and writing are known to be, expressive arts, and that's how they come together, and one leads to the other, and both of them help us to sort of express ourselves better. Movement helps us to sort of tap into things which are inside and brings them out, and the writing is basically to help them put it in words, to put what is in the body and put it down on paper, on your laptops and whatever. So we have activities, we have like Surabhi said, movement explorations that will sort of stimulate the participants and encourage them to write about the experience.
That's amazing. So just between the two of you itself, conducting this program as well as interacting with so many different people who participate in this, COVID has been a really difficult time for everyone around the world. So personally, how has this program helped both of you in going through this journey with everybody else in the world that are going through?
Jocelyn, do you want to go first on that?
Sure, sure. So I'll begin by saying, Rashmi, that when the pandemic happened, I had been, before that, I had been taking sessions, in-person sessions and workshops and all of that. And suddenly, everything just stopped, and everything went online. And for a very long time, I didn't know what to do. I was so scared of the virtual platform itself that I didn't want to, even explore that. But there was this one session that I did that sort of broke, broke it all for me, broke it out down for me. And then I realized that no, um, the whatever we seek in probably an in-person session, that does happen in the virtual also. It's just that the medium is different, and the way probably we will be, the method would be slightly different. So that sort of slightly gave me the confidence to explore the medium more. And when Surabhi said, why don't we do this, I said yes, we have to, because Surabhi and I have always been talking about how to bring arts and movement and writing together. So this was like the best time for us to do it, and that's how the India US came together. In fact, and the process itself has been therapeutic for myself also. Every session that we do together, one is we're spending so much time together, that itself is so therapeutic.
Absolutely.
From what even the participants, when they participate, when they engage in the process so authentically, and they put in so much, that's that's the greatest satisfaction I can get as a facilitator. So engaging in movement, engaging in writing has always been the go-to for me. So, and I have done that quite a bit in this, the period of the pandemic. So, it's been really amazing that we've been able to do this together.
And we take that for granted so easily, right? Like many of us think, oh, in order to write, we need to be a good writer. We need to
Yes.
know how to write. But that doesn't seem to be the case. It's just putting your emotions down on a paper instead of keeping it all in your head.
In fact, that's one of the guidelines we give them, that there's no right or wrong here. Don't hold yourself back with whatever you want to write. Just write, go wherever your writing takes you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I always tell them, because I said, don't worry about, punctuation and structure and is it sounding right, or we tend to be very judgy about ourselves as writers. So don't do that. Just write.
Mm-hmm. And do you find people, when they begin to express themselves, there's a lot of emotions that come out as well?
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
lovely.
take that.
So this pandemic has been quite tough for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, we have, so that's what we're doing here. We're not asking people to always be happy and just keep feeling happy and positive about
Correct.
everything, because it's just not possible.
Mm-hmm.
And through our workshops, through our sessions, we've been giving people the chance to feel themselves the way they do and not sugarcoat it, not sort of deny it. And more often than not, just speaking, just exploring that, acknowledging that, and then talking about that, in a group where they're not going to judge you for that, in a group where you're welcome. That's quite a beautiful thing that happens in our sessions. Till now, people have spoken about things that they are not comfortable with, that they're struggling with. They've even written about it. And yes, so we, during the sharing, they do talk about it. And, because you're in a group, people also sort of relate to it. They also sort of, without having a lot of discussion about it, we're still able to sort of support that person, even just by being there for them and listening to them. So that's also what happens in the sessions. I mean, we don't go too deep, but then for the person to have gone there and had a place where they can speak about it, that becomes very, very valuable for them.
That's amazing. And I'm sure a lot of people benefit from this too. So Surabhi, with the program itself, how long is it? Is it a couple of weeks? Is it a month-long program? How does that work? If you can give a little information on that.
Sure. So we started it with doing it every week. We did it for 4 Fridays in a row in the month of May. And these are all 90-minute sessions. Okay. So we put it out on social media, people register, and then, we send them the link, and then they show up. Mm-hmm. So initially we did it every week just to see if people are responding, if they're benefiting from it the way we want. Like she said, a safe virtual creative space is what we call it. That's what we want to create. And I think we got a great response for that. And now we are doing monthly programs.
And where can people sign up for this?
So it's mostly on social media. If they follow us on social media, they will see the flyers on Facebook and Instagram.
Going back to how writing has helped you, Surabhi, through COVID, if you can share a little about your experience, that would be wonderful.
Okay, writing has always helped me. I've had stacks of, these journals kept with me. I don't know where they are, but then yes, I always write. I always believe that whatever I want to express is always written word has been easier for me than even speaking. Mm-hmm. Like, people say, okay, talk to me. And I can't do that. For me, it's always writing. It's always the way it goes. And during the pandemic, that's what I mentioned in the beginning also, that I was writing a whole lot of things. And I'm actually basically a fiction writer. That is my pet peeve. But I found myself journaling a lot. I found myself doing personal essays a lot.
Mm-hmm. And I've read a few. They're fabulous.
Thank you. So that doesn't happen so often. And I said, and I was feeling, I feel that it helps me gain perspective. Mm-hmm. It helps me gain control over the situation. I'm like all over the place. And then when I write, I feel, okay, this is where I'm at and this is where I need to go. Mm-hmm. It gives me perspective, and that is how it has helped me.
So is there, like, read about it where, people have suggested, especially writers, quiet time really early in the morning is the best time. So is there a really good time when you can write, or it's just when you feel like it?
For me, it's when you feel like it, but my best work I've always created early in the morning.
Okay.
So I'm not that owl and I cannot stay awake late night and do creative work. Whatever I do is basically just trash at that time. But when I'm working on a piece and I really want to focus, early mornings work best for me. In fact, that's a technique that I recommend to a lot of my writers during the workshops is from Julia Cameron, from Artist's Way, from the book The Artist's Way. And she says you, first thing in the morning, you write 3 pages longhand, not on the computer, and you write anything that comes to your mind. And it has to be 3 pages, first thing in the morning.
Okay. And so one of you can answer this question. In terms of your program, your upcoming program, what date is it, and when is your latest program being offered, and what is it all about? If you can share that information as well.
Sure. So we have a series of workshops coming in the month of October. Okay. And this is in collaboration with Charlotte Lit, which is a non-profit, which promotes writing, and other literary activities and initiatives. And we're really, really excited to do this. This is a 4-part series wherein we'll be doing weekly, one session per week. The theme for this session, we call it Rasa, Flavors of Life. Basically, Rasa means essence or, flavor. And we've tried to sort of use so basically in Indian dance or in Indian drama, call it Rasa, Flavors of Life, which basically means essence or taste. And what we're going to do is we're going to explore 4 of these 4 very powerful emotions, namely Shringara, which is love, then Bhayanaka, which is fear, then Shanta, which is silence, and Karuna, which is compassion. So we borrowed from Indian arts, Indian dance and drama, the concept of the rasa, and we've tried to marry this with basic concepts in life of compassion, of self-love, of how we can face our fears, and how we can, befriend even silence in our lives. So that is what is the aim of these sessions, which we'll be exploring through movement and through writing. And then again, we do not, anybody who wants to participate doesn't have to have a background in movement or in writing, just a willingness to explore oneself and explore movement and writing.
So thank you both so much for being a part of this conversation and sharing so much. I'm sure, people would definitely benefit being a part of this program that you both are offering, and it's so wonderful that you're taking time out to do this as a collaboration, and considering it's 2 different time zones. So again, thanks so much, and stay safe, stay healthy. Wishing you both the very best.
Thank you, Rashmi. Thank you for having us. It was a pleasure.
Thanks, Rashmi.